Have you been served a CCJ and you're worrying about how you're going to pay it? I'll tell you everything you need to know about CCJs, how they work, and what you can do if you find yourself on the receiving end of one. There are ways which you could legally write off some of your debt, and I'll go into more detail about that in a bit. So what exactly is a county court judgment, or CCJ for short? Well, it's an official court decision which declares that you're legally liable for a debt and haven't made arrangements to repay it. Now, this typically happens when you've not communicated with the creditor despite their attempts to reach you. If you're wondering why creditors use CCJs, the simple answer is that they believe that you won't repay your debt. And in some extreme cases, a CCJ could lead to a creditor applying for an order to force you to sell your home to pay off the debt. It's pretty scary stuff, right? But you don't have to let it get that far. The best thing that you can do is to communicate. CCJ repayments can vary. In some cases, a court may ask you to pay the debt in full. But if you can't afford to do so and you haven't been given the option to pay in instalments, it's time to seek professional debt advice. Most often, though, you'll be given the choice to either pay the debt in full or set up a repayment plan. That's where you can negotiate with your creditor to pay back the debt in regular instalments. And before you jump into that negotiation, consider speaking with a debt counsellor who can help you work out a feasible repayment plan based on your income and your outgoings. Now, life happens and your circumstances can change. If they do and you can no longer make the same level of repayments each month, you'll need to renegotiate with your creditor to work out a fresh repayment plan. Again, a debt counsellor can be a great help here. If you do receive a CCJ, the first rule is don't panic and also don't ignore it. With a CCJ, you'll get a letter and it'll come with a form that you must fill in and return within 30 days. Here, you can state whether you dispute the debt or you agree to it. And if you dispute it and the court rules against you, or if you agree with the debt, then you'll need to negotiate repayment terms. Ignoring a CCJ can lead to more serious problems. You could end up having repayments deducted from your wages or even see bailiffs at your door. And in worst case scenarios, it could lead to an involuntary bankruptcy or being forced to sell your property. So please don't ignore a CCJ. It's important to remember that getting a CCJ is not the end of the world and you're not alone. There's help out there. You can approach your local Citizens Advice Bureau, or CAB for short, for some solid initial advice. They deal with debt situations on a daily basis and can provide guidance on debt management schemes and help you connect with a debt counsellor. If multiple debts have mounted up and you want to know what your options are, you may want to look into debt solutions. I'll leave a form for you below this video and it'll ask you a few questions like how much debt do you owe and how many people do you owe. And then at the end of that form, it'll connect you to a company that I've partnered with who can explain all of your options. Some solutions can write off some or all of the debt off, while others can lower your monthly repayments. It just depends on your unique circumstances. So click the link below and let me know how you get on.